Hi, so I've seen a lot of people on YouTube uploading their DNA results, and I thought that maybe people might be interested in my results. Um, so for a starter, I've got 9 different regions, ethnicities, and to help you understand, I am mixed race. My mother is Cypriot, and my dad is English. So let's get into it. So first of all, we got Cyprus, 48%. Now, my mother, as I said, is Cypriot. She's 100% Cypriot, which makes me half. But there you go, 48. So she is 4% not Cypriot. But that's a pretty high percentage. I'm really happy about that because I've seen other Cypriots get quite a lesser amount of Cypriot than myself. So there you go. Next one, we got Wales, 24%. So that is quarter. Now, where I am in the UK is in Western England. So I think this makes sense to have Welsh DNA. But quarter I think is quite a lot. But there you go, quarter Welsh. Next one's Scotland, 13%. So my nan's nan and granddad, so my great grandparents on my dad's side, are actually Scottish. They came from Scotland originally, and they came down to the UK. Sorry, not the UK. Scotland's in the UK, I know. They came down to England. So this makes sense. Scotland was expected. I'm really happy about this. Next one, we got Ireland, 6%. Now, I have no Irish relatives, just as I have no Welsh relatives. Which is why I'm confused why Ireland is in here. But as I said, I'm from Western England, and that is pretty close to the Celtic countries. So I guess that just got in there through time. The next one, Sweden and Denmark, 3%. Now, my second name by blood is actually Danish. Now, 3% seems pretty low to have a Danish second name, but it is what it is. I think maybe the Danish and Swedish, I think it's more the Danish side, to be totally honest with you. I think that when the Danes came over to England, obviously they mixed with one of my ancestors. So I think that's what that's from. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. The next one is England and Northwestern Europe. That is 3%. Now, as I said, I'm English, my dad's English. So for a percentage this low is surprising, to be fair. But there you go, 3%. I guess I'm just more to the Welsh and Scottish and that. But there you go, 3% English. I don't want to show where I am in England because let me tell you, it is very, very specific. Now, next one. Northern Africa. That is at 1%. This is from my mother's side. I know this because they have basically updated the entire website, and it shows you which ethnicities come from which parent, which I think is really cool because they didn't do that previously. But yeah, 1% Northern African. I have an explanation. I will explain it in a minute after this result. Next one's Norway, 1%. Now, I think that this is from the Vikings, just as the Swedish and Denmark one was. But obviously, the Vikings had different countries, and when the Norwegians invaded, I think they invaded Western England and Ireland. Now, obviously, you saw that I had Irish before and English, so clearly some Viking ancestor from Norway got into my blood. So please correct me if this isn't the case, but this is what I think, that this is where this comes from. The final result is Northern Italy at 1%. Now, I think the Northern Italy and the North African result actually relate. See, if you know your history, then you'll know about the Roman Empire. Now, the Roman Empire, here's Cyprus, here is Italy, and here is North Africa. Now, the Romans conquered all of this area. So, obviously, the Roman Empire started in Italy. Now, this is where I think the Italian comes from. Now, the reason why I think that the North African and the Italian is from Roman, because the Romans actually invaded and colonized Cyprus many years ago, and I think that one of the Romans might have did mix with one of my ancestors. So here's where I think that this comes from. Now, North African, this is interesting. I think that this is from Carthage. So the Romans actually had a place in North Africa called Carthage. It's some ancient city. It was in North Africa. Now, this is where I think this North African comes from. And it is in the Mediterranean Sea. As you can see, all these are Mediterranean. Now, the North Africans are actually... A lot of people think that they're Arab. They're not actually Arab. They're Amazigh, which is like these people that have been in North Africa for thousands of years. They've just been colonized one after the other, but they're still around. Now, I think that when the Romans set up and colonized North Africa, called it Carthage, I think that they might have that they did mix with one of the native people, the Amazigh, and I think that that's where that comes from. So that's how I think that they link. And obviously, the Roman ancestor went and colonized Cyprus. So that's where I think that these two results come from. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but there you go. Now, I don't have Greek, as you can see. Now, Cypriots are Greek. There are different types of Greeks. You have mainland Greeks, you have Pontic Greeks, and you have Cypriots. Now, we are all Greek, but during the ancient Greek time, we were obviously distanced from each other. So, Athens would have been over here, Troy was over here, and Cyprus was over here. So we're all related through our ancient Greek ancestry, but I've seen a lot of Cypriots get DNA tests, and they have quite a high percentage of Greek and Turkey and Caucasus. Now, what I think this is indigenous. So this is indigenous Cypriot, and when there was mainland Greeks coming over from Greece in the 1800s, I'm pretty sure it was, they settled around the coastal areas like Paphos and Larnaca, Limassol. So that's where I think that many Cypriots today get their mainland Greek DNA from. But where my family are from are the Troodos Mountains, and that's pretty high up in the mountains. That's my dog snoring. Excuse him. So there you go. I think that, I know that this is just indigenous Cypriot, and the Greek migrants never got to us because of how high up in the mountains we are. And honestly, I don't really understand how the others got Turkish and Caucasian. Now, Caucasian is this area right here, the Caucasus. I think that maybe the Ottoman ancestors, the Ottoman people might have mixed with other Cypriots. Obviously, they just didn't mix with mine. Now, please tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that Norwegian, Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland, I think that I have these regions because of the Vikings. Obviously, they invaded the UK quite a while back. That's why there's such a low percentage. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's all there is to say. That's all there is to share. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found them interesting, because I personally think they're really interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching.